Gigantic, the Pixies. You're listening to Russell Brand on BBC Radio 2. I'm here with Matt Morgan. He's my co-host of the show. Otherwise, I simply wouldn't have let him in. Are you all right?
Co-host?
Yeah,
I called you sidekick.
I called you a co-host while he was away. I noticed that. I was watching the DVD extras, and when Noel Fielding was here, goes my normal co-host, Matt Morgan ain't here. I watched that back. I made a mental note. Always refer to him simply as Oaf, Matt Morgan, rather than giving him these grandiose terms. Your hair looks nice.
Thank you.
Why?
Just because I've straightened it a bit.
Why have you straightened it a bit, do you suppose? Why have you doing a panicky housewife face? He's doing the panicky housewife face because he's got a secret engagement later. Mr. G is here. He's the poet laureate of the show and a more talented poet you'd never likely to meet. We was over in Dublin just a few days ago. Mr. G wowed the folks there with his performance, which could only be described as enlivening. Wild it was in Dublin, Matt, when I was there. Yeah.
I would have come, but I was in Prague.
Well, the people of Dublin missed you.
Well, the people of Prague loved me.
Well, really? Did they, Matt?
Not really, actually.
No, I don't suppose they
hadn't heard
did.
of the show over there.
No, it's not caught on at all in the former Eastern Bloc, and that's due to poor marketing from the BBC, I'd say.
Aaron, you were doing a racist voice?
Oh, yeah, sorry, Warren Toy. What about when I did that in the back of a cab once? Accidentally, we had an Irish cab driver once, and I, without thinking, goes, "Could you take us for a cup of coffee down at Starbucks?" Like that. And Matt wrote on his phone, like, you know, when you write a text but you don't send the text, you just show the other person your phone. He went, "The cab driver is Irish." It said in a
typed
condom.
it in that voice.
It was in that voice. "You absolute goon. What
and then
are you thinking?"
Bit your fist and we go, "Oh no."
And I just did a variety. What ain't there, mon? Who's that gun? Oh, yeah, you know me, I just always do. I'm doing accents. I'm the accent man. Don't be offended, I'm doing everyone's accent. Yeah, silly business, all in all. But anyway, you were missed in Dublin. It was a bit tense. I went on a programme called Late Late Show. Good it was, I really
Gay
liked
Byrne?
it. No, he's don't do it no more. It's a fella called Pat Kenny, who I thought everyone would like, because, like, yeah, we don't know about Irish culture, do we? I mean, like, we know about things that are over here.
We don't know about their TV.
We don't know about that
That used
show.
to be on over here as well, actually.
Yeah, it did, because otherwise, how would we know? Gay Byrne, he looked like his hair was made of ice cream, didn't he?
I just liked his name.
Gay Byrne. That's how you spend most of your evenings, as far as that can work out. Now I mean, all the friction by your leg. So, this Pat Kenny guy, I went on his show, and when I'd done my gig a bit later...
Why are you talking weird?
Well, I'm just a bit of I'm an odd guy.
Are you slipping into
This is what I'm like.
Oh, okay.
I'm just like this.
I thought this was an impression of him.
So I went on his show, and I thought, like, you know, I'll tell the people, the audience, because say you're on Jonathan Ross, which I was, you'd go, if you'd come up, you'd go, "Oh, I was just on Jonathan Ross," and everyone, "Oh, right, cool, nice one." Right, but, like, if you've just been on Pat Kenny's show, don't go in front of an audience of people at Dublin and go, "I've just been on Pat Kenny," because they go, "Ah, boo! Oh, we hate him!" Right, and then, like, Sharon,
Really?
like, yeah, you know, Sharon, our friend, had started
Yeah.
a show, she said she was at the back, and she was like, "But boo!" It was like, me and G was like, what's Pat Kenny done then? Like, you know, for everyone to be so angry. And Sharon said she heard someone shouting at the back, going, "He's too straight for his own good! He's too straight!" Like, he's not, you know, like, he's not wacky enough, he's not crazy enough, so the people at Dublin don't appreciate him. Anyway, there's a bit of a sound problem. The mic went down for half hour, so I had to use my acting training to project and use the auditorium and my diaphragm in glorious unison. Yeah. Harry Potter! Emphysema! Right, and then when it came back on, the mic and that, I sort of felt irritated that it had gone wrong. So to show my displeasure...
Can't imagine that. I've never noticed that sort of behaviour.
It's an odd trait, like, so, and a rare one. And, like, so in front of the, I don't know, 1,200 people or whatever it was in this lovely Olympia Theatre, Dublin, to show my chagrin, I picked up the stool that I'd been resting on and hurled it into the set, and it smashed not much of a hole, but a hole. And, like, I was using the theatre, you know, I had to do a late performance because there's a show on in the theatre at the time, and smashed up the set. I think it was Alice in Wonderland. No, Annie, Little Orphan Annie. That was what the show was meant to be. I don't know why. It was just...
You brute.
I know, but it looked like the wall from Pink Floyd. It was just a big wall, all in all. And
Really?
so I don't know why, like, you know, Little Orphan Annie, that'll make her feel more ostracised, if anything. So...
And what was the
Well, the upshot of it was the people that the producers of that show were in, and, like, apparently a lot of assurances have been offered. "Oh, you know, he'll be all right." Russell went, "Oh, yeah, but he's got a bit of a reputation." "No, that's silly. It's all just an act. He's right as rain. Don't worry about all that rhubarb. He's fine. Stick him on. All right, well, we've just got a matinee Saturday, so everything will be like, yeah, it'll be fine. Come and watch the show. Be our guests. Have some tickets. Oh, lovely. Oh, you're actually all right. And then, the sound went down, and I smashed the place up a wee bit.
That's not too bad. I mean, it is quite badly behaved. But
Apparently
why were you
10
forced to, you're quite secondary to Annie. It was still on stage.
Well,
They take
I'll
it
always
down.
be secondary to Little Orphan Annie. She's timeless, isn't she, that girl? Little Orphan Annie, with her little tight ring.
But why didn't you say... I thought
Daddy
you had your own,
Warbucks.
I thought you had your own backdrop.
I don't have my own backdrop all the time, nor did Richard Pryor. If you see Richard Pryor gig, he ain't even got a
I
backdrop.
bet that's what they told you when you went, do I have to perform in front of Annie's wall?
Richard Pryor would.
Pryor did it.
Good! Am I the new Richard Pryor? Yeah, that's right. If it makes you happy, go and clear off. And they say, yeah, all in all, it was a lot of hullabaloo. But when I mentioned your name, people were very pleased to hear it, let me tell you. So I believe we've got... we're in a privileged position now, Matthew Morgan. We have guests on this show quite often who are celebrities or something, people that you wouldn't meet in your normal walk of life, because you, by right, should be down a coal mine.
Oi,
What?
I live in a building with a Girls Allowed.
You live in with Girls Allowed?
Not with her, but
I don't
she
think
lives in
girls
our
are
building.
allowed in your building, Matthew, as I understand. It's a mental institute. No, you live with a Girls Allowed in your building?
Yes.
What, the one I fancy most, actually, of Girls Allowed, as it
Yes.
turns out. Yeah, go on, what's the
I
problem?
don't fancy her, actually.
I fancy her. She's the most reckless one, in my
I
view.
fancy Cheryl Tweedy.
I fancy
Or
her as
Cole.
well, but I fancy the most reckless one most. Whoa, she's so reckless.
Your voice is all different today.
I'm ill, I've got a
Make like
cold.
this one,
And I had some cough mixture, I think I had a bit of alcohol in it, and I've had caffeine. I'm woozing about all over the shop. It's a miracle I can stand up. This isn't a live show, incidentally. We've got Ricky Gervais later on the show, and we've got to get through to Noel Gallagher. I've not spoken to him. I'm worried about him.
Yeah, but do you know why?
What? Is he
Something
all right?
happened. No, didn't you read about it?
No, of course not.
The
What happened?
stalker thing that came to Abbey Road.
Well, well, what's that one? Who's stalking
That
him?
sounds quite serious.
For Noel
Some
Gallagher?
bloke came there.
Who's
I think it was a
stalking him?
Greek bloke. Well, let me tell you. Greek bloke, right, turned up and said that he wrote all the lyrics to the latest album and that Noel Gallagher stole them. Which
Did
is
he?
quite. He must be mad to own up to that.
Yeah, why would you make such a claim? Hey, you know them lyrics, right? I know all of them. Yeah, all right, mate, have it. I'll just make them up on
No,
top.
but I think it's something we shouldn't joke about. 'cause
Oh,
actually
all right.
it's in the papers, I think it's
Oh,
quite
yeah, don't
serious.
do bad things in the papers, mate. Yeah.
Well, the old bill are involved.
Oh, the police are involved. Don't get your hands dirty, you might get your collar felt, son. Yeah, careful, you might get a kick in the muff. Right. Right, we've driven Dawkins away with idiocy now. Richard Dawkins was going to be on the
Oh,
show.
no, is that
Perhaps
'cause he
the
heard us?
foremost mind of our
Is that
time.
why he's left?
The evolutionary psychologist. And, well, what else did he know? He knows loads about evolutionary psychology. He could have told us why I am like I am.
But instead he's hung up because he thought, this was a silly show.
This is a lot of silly business. He just said about kicking the muff 10 seconds ago.
That's what did it. This is what you did to the man who was zippy.
I
He
know.
hung up.
He
You
could
asked
have
him
helped
about
us.
sex.
Every time people try and get near us, Matt, I'll kick them up the muff and send them scurrying away. Oh, not Richard Dawkins and Chomsky. That's two people now.
That was your Gordon Brown interview.
Oh, I touched him on the willy. It went all terribly wrong. No,
I only did some research for about 4 seconds.
actually, the reason I'm not interviewing Gordon Brown because it affects our revolutionary credentials. They said you can't show political bias, and I said, well, how about this for political bias? I think that all politicians should be lined up and shot in the street like dogs. They went, well, that's bias. And I
It's
went,
not
fair
bias,
enough then.
actually.
Oh,
It's the
because all of
opposite.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, Matt. In a way, I'm the ideal replacement for Jeremy Vine. So,
You shouldn't say that. No.
Oh, I shouldn't now, should I? I did, though, didn't I? There it was. It's out there in the stinking old, silly old circle-faced world. So, will Richard Dawkins never come back, do you think? Richard Dawkins, if you aren't listening, you're a right miserable old sod. If you are, I'd just like to say, there definitely is a Jesus! There definitely was a Mohammed! There definitely was a Buddha! And they've got magical powers like Power Rangers, and they're the only things that can save us! Let's definitely really worship things to the exclusion of all logic and rationale. Yeah, Richard Dawkins, get into Christmas time! Yeah! Richard Dawkins, religious fervor. Richard Dawkins, because of his brilliant brain, don't believe in religion and all that. He thinks it's just, the opiate of the masses. It's just indoctrinating us, keeping us all daft and stupid, and he might well be right. But what I think is that spirituality is all glorious, and we shouldn't,
I don't think it's against
it.
spirituality, though, is it?
I don't know, mate. I don't know what his problem is. He's hung up. So, right.
We'll never know.
We'll never know. It's going to be a hell of a show. We're going to ring up Noel Gallagher, find out what's going on. We're going to be defending Morrissey to the hilt. And what else will we be doing? Go on, look at you sat there like
Well,
a
I
big
don't know.
pie-faced layabout.
I've got a pie face. Because when I met Slash,
Yeah.
something
What
in the
happened?
universe conspired against me.
I
So
know,
I
your
thought,
face
this photo is going to be brilliant. Me with Slash.
Yeah.
And then my face puffed up.
Great big pie-faced idiot, wasn't you, in that
Now
photograph?
my face is back to normal.
It looks lovely today. You look really handsome, but in that Slash photo, your
It's
face
like
was
my
like a
face
beach ball.
swell. I know, it really was.
Ridiculous.
Like someone had drawn a face of a space hopper.
Yeah, you look like out of control. You look like Jim Morrison style bloated wreck.
Yeah, my features were like just in a sea of pink fat.
It was horrible to look at. I feel sorry for anyone who'd have to kiss you or get off
know.
you or something. But then today you're back to your handsome self. So
Yeah.
congratulations.
What happened?
It's probably because you were so turned on by Slash.
turned on?
All a load of pheromones come spraying up through you.
What's Morrissey?
Dawkins
So
could have taught us about that if you hadn't embarrassed him by boasting about living with girls allowed. That's what sent him off.
Can I just say I'm not sticking up for Morrissey until I know the facts about
Right,
it. I
let's
don't know
get the
anything
facts.
about it.
I'm sticking up for Morrissey.
You can't stick up for people when you don't know what they've done.
All right.
Get the facts.
Morrissey, 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 Morrissey. I have to stick up for Morrissey, whatever he does. And I don't think he's done anything because he's suing the Mail for saying things about him. So there we go.
The Mail.
The Mail. I got a paper called The Mail. Right, come on, let's do a record because we're blathering on.
Okay.
Right, well, we're going to... Loco in Acapulco, 4 Tops.
What?
Sometimes when I'm in Acapulco, do you know what I feel? It's bloody loco. Here, I'm in Acapulco. I've gone loco.
I thought that was in there by mistake. Is that
No.
your choice?
That's my choice of the week. Right, okay, kids, there's a little band called the Four Tops. Now, I want you to rush out and buy their new 7-inch single, I'm Going Loco. Where is it? Down in Acapulco. Have you been to Acapulco? Remember where you heard those guys first? It was on the Russell Brand show on BBC Radio 2. That's the Four Tops. Funny, actually, because I was in Acapulco myself recently, Matt, and...
Don't tell me. You went a little bit.
I went a little bit loco whilst there. That is the most spurious foundation of a song, I think, in history. That I'm going loco down in Acapulco.
Acapulco, so it doesn't really rhyme.
Acapulco. I think someone's just gone, I really like the word Acapulco, and then gone, yeah, I
It
do.
might be based on an actual incident. They were in Acapulco.
But what is like the rest of the content of the song? It's not like it's a valid incident, and he extrapolates and goes, "Well, actually, there was a riot there, and
Well,
because
let's
of
find out the story.
intense social pressure."
Let's get the lyrics.
Yeah, all right. Let's get the lyrics, please. We'll find
like to
out what the hell was going
go
on in
through them.
Acapulco that crazy day.
Acapulco.
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 Acapulco, and his mother cried. Right, what about those?
I love that song because it goes,
Daddy, ride us on your bike again.
Yeah, that's not going to help anyone.
Daddy, ride us on your bike again.
Why don't you like? Why? What's
It's
weird
fun,
about
it's
that?
just stupid.
Daddy, my mother.
Because Elvis is saying it.
Daddy, ride us on your bike.
Well, don't do that, Elvis. You're 50. So for God's sake, get out of the lavatory. We're worried sick.
Did he reach 50?
Nah, 47 or something. When he always, or even younger than that, 41 or something. I don't know.
God.
We can't be spending all our lives worrying about that. We've got mouths to feed. Our new Jack Kerouac documentary will be on BBC telly one day. Watch it when it
What's
is.
it on? BBC what?
4. Then I think it gets repeated on 2. I don't know quite how it
Better too.
works. I've been watching it. It's good actually, Matt.
Yeah. Have
come-
you watched it?
Yeah, you come across a bit bad though.
No, I don't.
Yeah, it's not good for you. Not at all good. This is going to disappoint your fan base. I'll tell you that. Whereas I come
At least my
across.
face didn't swell up to the size of a moon.
Well, actually, unfortunately, there's a documentary immediately after on Guns N' Roses. So for the actual broadcast, I'll just be. There'll people who think it's a live-action version of James and the Giant Peach, starring Russell Brand. Why is Russell Brand in this Roald Dahl story with that great giant peach-headed man?
Whenever I meet my heroes, my face will just get twice the size.
Who else
Just to undermine me.
Because then we can avoid them.
Leonard Cohen, Bob
Right,
Dylan.
we were not likely to meet any of them. But Bob
do you
Dylan.
know?
Well, because they're not going to. If they hear you're around with your great moonhead,
It
they'll
won't be Moonhead until I get in the photo with them.
Yeah.
And they'll be squeezed out.
Eek, what's going on with this lunar face guy? Can't relax.
Looks kind of lunar. But he breaks just like a little girl.
Yeah, old Bob Dylan's not a part of you. He's got a show on Radio 2 over Christmas. Look at me plugging things for this channel, and I'm good.
No, it's a station.
I'm professional, aren't I? Except I don't know what it is that I do or what it's
medium you're
called. What's this thing, what we're doing now? What's it called? What's it made out of?
Program.
We made a program. It's now one of the podcasts. Right, well done for buying our podcast, except it costs nothing. Good on you, kids. Hold on, I've been handed a letter. This is bound to be important. Right. Going loco down in Acapulco if you stay too long. Yes, you'll be going loco down in Acapulco. The magic down there is so strong. So nice in Acapulco that you will go a bit mad. That's why it was used in the film Buster, starring Phil Collins as great train robber Buster Edwards. They went a bit loco down in Acapulco. Right, now this next verse, I can look at Matt studying it like the little student boffin he once was.
Oh my God, it's really intense.
Don't start to develop admiration for the song, Matt, because your head will swell up. Richard Branson will try and get in your underpants and sail you around the world. Feel the pressure, your back's against the wall. Love is gaining on you. You're just about to fall. You're afraid to love, afraid to take a
Sounds
chance.
like you chatting someone up.
What? Hold on, why?
Pressure, your back's against the wall. Love's gaining on you. You're afraid to love me.
My chap moves are the best chap moves that ever heard, aren't they, some of them?
No.
Hold on, mate. I chat people right up with my
Well, it
moves.
works.
Right, so what do you want? Jam on it, for God's sake? Once someone's chatted up all nice, that's it, the job's done.
You better hide your feelings, get out while you can. That's me piping up.
Because you'll be going loco down in
Acapulco.
Acapulco if you stay too long.
Now listen to this bit of poetry.
Go on.
You can hear voices bleeding through those warm Latin nights. Memories are lost and found, leaving broken hearts all over town.
That's actually quite good, I think. The bit where it
Voices
says
bleeding through the
those
nights.
warm Latin nights.
Yeah.
Although it does make me think of a kind of menstrual honeymoon ruined in Acapulco. That's the image that's conjured up for me. I guess what I'd done the other day, mate, I went to the Oxford Union and addressed them the day after the old BNP had been there. So a lot of my racism wasn't really appreciated. Because it's good, actually, because I was able to go, right, some of my views might be shocking to you people. I think anyone who wants to live here should be able to. I was a rip-roaring triumph in that Oxford
I
Union.
bet it wasn't like that. I bet it was like a little rat in a cathedral.
It was not like a rat in a cathedral. It was like a proud, noble field mouse
So you put on a posh
in a
voice.
mosque. No.
Of course, forsooth.
Well, of course, naturally, Samuel Pepys said in his diary. Dr. Samuel Johnson wrote a book once about every single word there's ever been. The, it, and bugger. I didn't. I was really smart and clever. I was. You should have seen me.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was good, mate.
Such a big head.
President said I was the best guest speaker they'd ever had. And let me tell you, some of the...
President Bush said that.
Yeah, he did, actually. He was proud of me, he said. He said it was a big day. Well, guess who other speakers they've had in the past, before the racists?
other speakers?
Dalai Lama,
He
Einstein...
doesn't speak.
Dalai Lama speaks? What do you mean? What do you think he does? Just
Smiles.
looks over at China and goes... I wish they'd get out of Tibet, but doesn't even say a word. Oh, and incidentally, China...
Oh, give
get
over.
right out of Tibet. Get out of Tibet. Get out of Tibet. If I ever see a Chinaman anywhere near Tibet, I will give him such a kick on the end of his winkle. Send him spinning out back to the homeland of China. What? Why looking at me as if I've done something wrong when all I've ever done is try to protect Tibet?
Come on, so what happened at the Oxford Union?
I was lauded as some sort of brilliant new Peter Cook, Oscar Wilde character.
By who?
Oxford Don! He's who? Because he'd read my bookie work and he said it's a brilliant example of writing and it's in the lineage of Wilde and of Cook. He said I set up expectations and then puncture them brilliantly and comedically.
You should recognise sarcasm by now.
He did actually have his tongue pushed into his bottom lip while he was saying that, and then he went squitsies at the end of it. So yeah, perhaps he was joking, but to tell you the truth, the whole thing was an absolute triumph. Nice at Oxford, and I didn't feel the bitterness and resentment that I thought I'd feel with students. I just felt an awful lot of love. They were delightful. Later on in the show, we'll be talking to Ricky
Sucking up
Gervais.
to the man.
I'm not sucking up to the man, mate. I still want the revolution. Ricky Gervais is going to be on the show a little bit later. We've already done the interview. This is a pre-recorded show. Went very well. It's nice to talk to Ricky Gervais, a very fine English comedian. And also, let's try and get bloody Noel Gallagher on this programme. I'll try and ring him up. I'll use my telephone to do it. Why don't we play... should we continue our analysis of going loco down in Acapulco?
Yes, please,
We've
because-
not really
I know.
reached anything resembling
skirted round the
conclusion.
issues, really.
Yeah, come on.
Go on then. You'll be pulling out your hair.
Right, you'll be pulling out your hair, drowning in despair with a whole lot of nothing on your way to nowhere. That's quite a good existential lament.
Too many negatives. Doesn't that make a positive?
Yes, I suppose it does in a mathematical sense, but not if a load of negative things kept happening to you. Say you were in a bedsit and then you found out that you tested positive for an awful blood disease, then you got kicked in the nuts, then you found out your dad had gone all homeless and he wanted to stay with you. You wouldn't go, well, actually, so many negative things happened, then I think this is brilliant fun now, and like ride your dad around like a mule.
I haven't got to that bit in the bookie.
You said my bookie looks good.
I know, it is good, actually. Buy his book, it's actually good.
What's the best bit that you've been reading?
I think what I like most about it is the fact that I'm mentioned quite a lot. And
You
so,
vain twerp.
well, it's nice to read a book. I think, oh, that's me. I did say that.
I am quite clever, aren't I? Yeah, you are.
No, but yeah, well, you're still a child, actually.
Yeah, I know.
And
In many
the book's
ways.
very good.
It's wrong that I try and have adult relationships. When you realise what a fool you've been, you'll be haunted by her face, missing her warm embrace. This song don't make sense. It's just all over
It's
the
about
place.
lost love, man.
All it's about is that someone's gone, Acapulco rhymes with loco. Like the song by Mark Bolan, Zebra, Deborah. Deborah almost looks like a zebra. She doesn't look like a zebra. That's just the only word you could think of that rhymes with Deborah. Deborah, Deborah, Deborah. Oh, let's listen to that. That's quite a good song. Deborah, Deborah, Deborah almost looks like a zebra. Here you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's nothing wrong with that if you just.
No,
using
well,
it
Noel
'cause it
Gallagher,
rhymes.
who's on the show later, if he picks up his bloody phone,
Yeah, how
full
many
stop.
times he says slide and shine and stuff like
Slide away, shine it up your face. Never know on a beauty race. Both today, gonna do it done. Never did it know now. Up inside and mirrors shining up and down the carousel. We'll say, whoa, yeah. That's essentially that man's career.
You should have done the Beatles song in that voice.
Oh, damn.
Have a go.
Hold on, but here's a new voice that you might be into. When I'm at the Oxford Union. Oh, Frank.
Hang on, when you were at the Oxford Union, is there protocols that you have to...
Not really. I just strode about, real brill-like. I sat down for him at dinner. There's all people like Rhodes of Rhodesia. Well, it was called that after him. His portrait hung on the wall. Edward II's portrait hung on the wall. All like it's like a Hogwarts-style dining room. And I sat there and I was they were sort of clever and noble, these kids. And I thought, I'd like to look up some of their dresses. But they were all adults. They're like 18, 19... 20.
Well done.
I didn't do it anyway, so I don't know why I'm apologising. I'm a good lad. Right. Okay then, so what are we on about? Acapulco. Don't bother going there, it's ridiculous from what the Four Tops have told me. The bloody place is chaos, there's blood everywhere. Right, so later on we were talking to Noel Gallagher and, of course, Ricky Gervais. Matt's got a new item called Matt's Cultural Review, where he culturally reviews anything. What do you want to review? You could review Croatia, where you went on holiday.
I didn't go to Croatia, I went to the Czech Republic.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't listen to a word I say.
I just switch off, I must say. All I
I'll
heard was-
review Prague.
All right,
And
you're
more
gonna-
specifically, some guns.
Right, look at your little face, all full of menace and
Little
excitement.
face, did you say?
I was being sarcastic. I learned it off an Oxford
If I
dog.
concentrate and just really think about rock stars, it'll swell up.
Look at you, you're pushing your
Squash you
headphones
against that
open.
window.
His headphones are opening like a wishbone. Right, okay, let's have a look. Where's Deborah Darby?
You like this next song,
What
Richie
is it?
Valens.
Oh yeah, all right, I like
Come
him.
on,
He's ever so nice.
continuing our theme of modern music.
Here's a little guy
We're out of
called
touch.
Richard Valens.
We're out of touch.
Yeah, of course we are. It's better to be than in touch, where we spend our evenings. Yeah, come on.
Oh no, I pressed the button twice. That means
Why'd
I have
you
to
do
load
that?
it again.
Right.
That's
The
all right, we can cut
unthinkable's
this bit
happened.
out.
We could do, Matt, if we were a bit more professional, or we could keep going
I don't
strong.
name and shame me.
What for? Oh, no, it's
For
all right.
doing
You
the
never
button
make
press
mistake
wrong.
with buttons. That time you were away, you should have seen Nick mauling that desk like a drunken,
Now they're
like it was like an
surgeons
office
trying
party.
to get that song back in the playlist.
Brilliant, isn't it, to watch them?
Panicking.
Yeah, it's one. Yeah, listen to this for a concept for a film.
Is this? Are we? This is not going to be cut out.
No, let's leave it in. Right, concept for a film is that it's a French dinner party where the theme of the dinner party is you've got like these friends, they meet once a month, and every month they have to bring like the
Boring.
No, it's good. No, hear me out. Hold on. You'll never make a mogul if you're not sympathetic to people pitching. Now, every month they have a dinner party, these French folk, and each person that comes to the dinner party has to bring an idiot. Like they have to, who can find the most delightful idiot to entertain
Hang on, is
us?
what is this?
It's a film that's being made. I just
Oh,
heard
right,
the
okay.
concept. Well, that sounds good.
You've probably just blown someone's concept.
Yeah, I know, but what do we care? It's not our film, except unless I'm in it. And who would I play in a film where people have to bring idiots to a dinner party? There's no part in that for me.
King of the idiots, based on your Oxford address. They should say, Hogwarts, look at people's dresses. These people think I'm Oscar Wilde.
I think Oscar Wilde spent most of his time trying to look up girls' dresses, didn't he? Or boys' dresses. Someone's dresses anyway. I saw a nightingale once, really made me feel about death inside.
You've got Ribena. Don't like this drink.
Yeah, sometimes when I drink Ribena, I get a little goatee beer, same as Billy Connolly. Bye! Come on, poor Richie Valens, they fixed it, the old
No,
heart
you just started
surgeons.
telling us about a film and then you never finished.
Well, I just think it sounds like a good film or a
that's
good
not-
thing to do. Have a dinner party and try and find a really weird person to bring to it. I know
It's
not
political correctness gone mad.
to not do it would be political correctness gone mad. To do it would be
Where
no
would you go
political
looking for an
correctness.
idiot first?
Well, firstly, I'd look for the biggest moon-faced twerp on the high street.
no idiot,
You're
mate.
not. You're a lovely dinner companion. Well, just like, I don't know, anyone. Someone say, imagine it would just be. It
Well,
doesn't
like in the
necessarily have to
old
be an
medical
idiot.
sense of the word idiot, or just like some...
Yeah, just an unusual character, an oddity. I mean, who's the worst idiot we've come across in our recent, or not even recently, in our lives? We've
Well, the
come
thing
across
is,
some
they,
right
yeah, but
funny
people don't
fellas.
expose themselves as an idiot until you're in a situation of work, generally. Do you know what I mean? If
Yeah.
you took them to a dinner party, everyone would go, oh, this is charming. Which one of you is the idiot? Obviously a bit of risk on your part.
This person with the ridiculous hair is a real find.
Russell's turned up with a man in a wheelbarrow. He's had at the bottom of it. I don't know where the man in the wheelbarrow found Russell.
Or how he got Russell to agree to keep his hands clamped firmly to the barrow. But nonetheless, we gave him first prize rosette for the chiefest idiot among them. Jolly good work. Well, I just think it's a nice idea to
is
have
a
a
nice
dinner party.
idea.
Why don't we do it, Max? We don't. I don't even like dinner parties with people I know, let alone a load of idiots turning up.
Yeah,
Be horrible, wouldn't it?
because then you've got to eat near them.
Yeah, and probably some of them might do spitting when they eat.
Unless you just put them all in a cage while you eat.
That's much more like it. Can we wee on them?
Of course you can.
Richie Valens! Come on, let's go, Richie Valens. That's enough of that.
leaving, darling.
That's enough of that. Bring that idiot with you. I am the idiot. I told you this duel would be confusing. Right, come on, let's do an item of some kind. It's our new item. Gay! We've had that on
Oh,
ages.
God.
Gay! Right, this is an item where we help people to be or understand. Gay! This week on my item, gay, I'll be helping a gay lad. Here
at
he
you.
is. What?
Floundering.
I wasn't floundering.
You want to see Peter Sissons do that?
I've saw Peter Sissons recently and he's put on an awful lot of weight.
Oh, and I wonder why you care.
What do you mean?
I remember once.
What happened? Tell me.
You told me he was the only man you'd ever sleep with. Do you remember that? Years ago.
Well, I mean, Peter Sissons is the only man I'd ever sleep with.
You said that.
Look at you looking at me like, oh, and I wonder why
Oh,
you...
he's gone weight, has he?
Oh.
And why's that hurt you so much?
That's come home to roost, isn't it?
Well done, Sissons, you fatty.
Oh, great, there you go, my dream.
This close, mate.
I tell you, I could almost sniff it, Sissons. Yeah, well, you couldn't keep your hands off the pork pies and the pork, could you, Sissons?
Well, keep your hands off me.
Because I tell you, you've pushed me one bridge too far. Hello, here is the news. I'm sorry, you probably can't take me seriously anymore. But look, let's not have a go. I like people that are a bit chubby. Particularly if they're like...
Sissons.
If they're Sissons. What did I say? Like because of his authority, did I say? Yeah, I think I can remember saying it, and actually in quite an intellectual way saying, well, look, yeah, I would sleep with a man if it was like Peter Sissons and I felt he could look after me. Was it like that?
Oh, God, that's intelligent, is it? It's quite an intelligent way.
Actually, it was brilliant.
Peter Sissons
this
gonna
this
look
might
after
win
me.
Dawkins over. Actually, if Richard, listen to this. I once said I'd like the idea of sleeping with Peter Sissons because he could clutch me up to his chest and I could put on a bonnet and Peter Sissons could feed me like
I addressed Oxford with the whole thing. Everyone loved it.
I've been made a Dom. This is right anyway, we're on my new item, gay. So
Well, we found out that you're gay
Yeah.
for Sissons.
turns out I am. This is from a young man called Green or something. I can't see his name. He doesn't seem to have put it. Hello, Russell, Matt, and probably for anonymity. Hello, Russell, Matt, and Mr. G. I'd like to be in your item called Gay. My name is Lost Boy. I've never been with another gay before, but lately I've started to have these feelings for another man. I shall refer to him only as Dax Flame. I wonder if I should act on these feelings or should I just keep it to myself? What do you suggest? Thank you so much.
Always
Lost
the
Boy.
same
It's Always
problem.
the same problem. Shall I just...
It's never like, anything like
What else could it be?
curtains should I get?
Yeah. What curtains should I get?
What have you
Peter
got?
Sissons. One's made out of like a sort of a chocolatey, velvety
Oh,
material.
you should get curtains, right, with a tie that hangs in the middle
Yeah.
of the curtain rail,
Yeah.
like Sisson's tie. And when you pull the curtains close, it's like you're putting on his jacket. Right? I finished, Mr. Sizzles.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that, Peter. Now, business is closed for the evening. News is this. You've hurt my feelings, you big pig. I'm sorry, I love Peter Sissons. And listen, let's not have. I don't like anyone having a go at anyone for anything. Certainly not people who's a bit chubby. Because
I'm not getting
Hey.
hung up on the chubby.
no, am I? Because I'm a bit hung up on the chubby in the sense that, what? Do you know what I mean?
You want to get hung up on the chubby?
I like get hung up on that chubby. We're really juvenile sometimes, Matthew, especially as we're so bloody clever. It's ridiculous. Right,
Wasted our lives.
we've wasted our silly lives.
You
Look,
should be in EastEnders, I just thought that.
no, I don't want to be. Why?
When you
What
did
have I
that voice
done?
earlier.
Which voice?
I don't know. It's
What
some sort of
voice?
shouting voice. I just saw you in EastEnders.
Well, you mustn't have these visions. Turned into an
Couple of
apostle.
years, you never know.
I predict you're like sort of John the Baptist, but with the most preposterously mundane predictions. It's obscene. I was on about something so important. Listen, if you are
Gay.
gay, just have it off. Even with your mate Dax Flame, particularly if he is gay as
Well,
well.
ask him first. I mean.
No, just get hold of that boy or girl, whatever Dax Flame claims to be. Yeah, act on your feelings, go with it. Matt the other day was proselytising on Alistair Crowley's edict: "Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law." If you feel something, if you feel an inspiration within you, and it ain't going to hurt no one else, you might as well just bloody well do it. So that's your answer, Sonny Jim. If you fancy that lad, go to it. Don't worry yourself a single second further about your own gayness or anyone that's gay or worried about their curtains. Just you get out there and bloody well live your lives, you cheeky little sods. Right, there's a jingle item and all we can do. Let's have a listen to some brilliant new jingles. Oh, where are they? I'll just leave everything lying around.
I've got them here.
Have
I
you?
don't know which ones we've already done.
Oh, no, it's all right. These are all new ones. Okay, so
Oh, right,
what's
okay.
the first jingle, Matthew Morgan?
Do you want me to choose them? Because I've got to press
you're
them
a
up on
bright
here.
lad.
Okay, I'll go for. Let me think of someone with a fun
Oh,
name.
Bosco
this is good.
Baracus, because he's got one about you. Come on, number 27, Bosco Baracus.
Oh,
Matt.
right, okay. Hang on.
Bosco, this is Bosco Baracus' new jingle for our show. It's entitled simply Matt.
Hello, I'm Matt Morgan.
Wow.
Should I sing over this?
I think you should strip. I think Bosco Baracus would like you to get all sissened up. Well, it's nice in a way, I mean, because it's sort of he's understood that you like rock music. But Bosco Baracus, whose name is startlingly similar to a biblical character crucified alongside Christ.
No,
What, Barabbas?
he was reprieved.
Yeah, well, he was
Barabbas.
initially crucified. He was up
wasn't
there.
crucified.
All right, not
They
the
said,
thief
we'll
at the
give you
end.
Barabbas, and they went, no,
Didn't he have
Jesus.
to go up on a cross?
No.
He didn't even go up there.
No, we didn't even see him in the film.
That ain't actually it, because in that stupid film, a raven pecked out someone's eyes, and that didn't happen in the Bible. It would have been in the Bible.
Barabbas was just a name that was bandied about, and they said, yeah, no. He goes, well, I'll release Jesus or Barabbas, and they went, release Barabbas, and he was a horrible man.
Well, in the film he had one milked over eye.
Was he in it?
Yeah.
That was Judas.
No, Judas was nice. He was
No, it wasn't.
He was trying his hardest, and he gets a lot of bad press.
Well, that's Bible for the day.
Yeah, we've dealt with that. That'll please old Dickie Dawkins. Now, come on, Mr. G's got actually two, it seems. And so let's have a
one?
listen to Michael Hansen's jingle. It's for Mr. G. Let's listen to that. It's too long. It is in the mood of the show, though. I've understood the sentiments, the idioms of the show and the nomenclature of our show, so that's quite good. There's another one for G. I'm quite interested in hearing that now that I've heard one. It's by Thomas Smith. This is his G jingle.
The end is near, so let's hear
We've got
Mr. G's
a rocking.
poetry.
That's quite good as well. If it was a bit, yeah, all right, we'll use that at the end of the show tonight to introduce
What about,
G.
can I make a choice?
Can't we? What? I want to hear Pin Pin.
Oh, God.
What do you want to hear General for?
I just want to, I want to hear that Lucy and Ronald Crocker.
Well, because they've done it together.
It just sounds funny.
All right, this is Lucy and Ronald Crocker.
No, well, let's do Pin Pin first.
All right, but first of all, though, Pin Pin, our irresponsible craze that we're back into the hill.
Down friend. Down friend.
That's really brilliant. Well done.
Was it say
who
again,
did
I'm
that?
free?
Sam
I'm
Gamlin. Let's go, Darren French. Lots of kids when I was over in Dublin, they were, we're doing that, you know, we've been pinning each other. A lot of people tell us often that we keep doing it, it's fun. Oh, all right, nice one, kids, keep it. No, don't
God.
pin. Do not do it.
Just use a new needle every time.
New needle. We'll start a needle exchange. I just pin someone, for God's sake. Look, don't marginalise these kids. They're going to pin. We've got to accept it. They've got to help them to pin safely. Okay, so let's have a listen to the lovable Lucy and Ronald Crocker. Do you reckon they're like the Carpenters, brother and sister, or do you reckon they're like Sonny and Cher, lovers?
I think.
Or a bizarre hybrid, brother and sisters that make love every evening while listening to their own
I think
music.
they're a married couple.
Yeah, alright, so do I then. Lucy and Ronald Crocker here, the love-making couple.
Russell Brand and Matthew Morgan and Mr. G, the poet laureate, come into your life on radio, on digital, on the internet, and 88 to 91 FM.
It's a power ballad, it's an incestuous power ballad.
It started off folky, and it went sort of Queen.
Yeah, I like it. I love all these jingles. The standard's rocketed. Keep sending in your jingles to us if you want. russell.brand@bbc.co.uk. Or that's it, really. That's the best thing to do, isn't it? Do that
What about
to
this
us.
gay one?
All right, do it, yeah.
You're listening to Russell Brand on Radio 2 and his new item.
That's messing my head up. That really got in my brain. I think it was the cough medicine as well. But, like, that threw me around, that.
Sound like little munchkins.
Gay, woo, woo. It's like, you remember when Slash last week was on about them sort of cloaking device covered little pixie things scuttling at his feet when he all smacked up.
Hallucinations he had, yeah.
Yeah, they were hallucinatory. I can't imagine that they were real. Why would they not have been registered by some sort of encyclopedia or something? But yeah, so, well, ooh, that freaked me out. It was good, though. Okay.
Have you ever had hallucinations?
Not to that standard. I mean, yeah. I've hallucinated.
Delusions?
Very much. I used to think I was Jesus. And I once,
You ever seriously thought you were?
Well, yeah, sort of.
I remember when you told me you'd been put over by aliens and a green ball floated around your house.
It was just a green glowing light, a sphere, just floating around, like, in the bedroom when I was 7. I don't know what it means. I just always took it to mean you've got a mission, son.
Had you just
Jim.
seen Ghostbusters?
I'd seen Ghostbusters 1, yeah. And then I went downstairs
Slimer.
and there was like a Michelin Man style character was in the back garden, and fortunately I realised that if I did cross the streams, all would be well. So that's that mentioned every week, all of our lives. So, right, okay, should we listen to a record and then let's try and ring Noel Gallagher?
All right, don't say it to me. I haven't even got his number.
Yeah, but
I have, actually.
you always say to me secretly, you go, let's never ring Noel Gallagher again.
don't.
Right, okay.
Don't say that. Actually, do, because he's the sort of person who says things like that.
He does,
When
doesn't
he
he?
got me in trouble.
Yeah, what did he do? Oh, we ran Williams'
At
house.
Williams' party, he just out of the blue goes to
I'm not
Williams.
saying that your party's naff.
Yeah, David.
Yeah, David. Well, Matt
That's
says
just
your
your party's nuff.
And, like, there's not enough of a relationship between you and
I don't know,
Williams
yeah.
for that to be comfortable. And, like, you know, yeah, these lot, they think your party's naff, like, you know, 'cause it's got people that ain't cool. We're like, no, we did
but
say
Williams
that, but
looked
it's not. It wasn't, though. It was on, we just, like,
We
you
were
know,
mucking about earlier on when we were on the show.
Yeah, on the show, in the inverted commas that comes of a show, and he just said it to Williams in a difficult way. So you're right, okay, let's spread some rumours about Noel. I'm glad that he's being stalked by that Greek, but no, is that bad? Is it a serious thing, the stalker? Oh, geez, doing a serious nod. We're not glad about that Greek
No.
fella. Are
But if we could send that guy a message.
we? It'll be this. Keep on stalking! Stalking!
No, don't.
Stalk!
Don't.
Don't
'Cause you've got
ever
a baby and-
stalk that baby, you bloody Greek. Look at Nick thinking how to cut round that. Okay, so, right, let's should we listen to a record and then let's try and ring Noel Gallagher. I'm really obsessed with singing different things. Right, here's things I'm obsessed with. Singing things to the Canadian national anthem. I'm always doing it. Always.
How do you know the Canadian national anthem?
What exactly? What a stupid thing to
Well,
know.
how does that go?
Also, I'm obsessed with saying that everyone sounds like. I say like all my impressions of Paul Young, James Blunt, everyone. I think
You're your
sounds
own
like
worst
that.
critic.
What's wrong with me? Plus, as Ricky Gervais will later point out, I've been banging on about drug addiction for ages and ages. What a preposterous lot of rubbish it's all been. What? Oi, put Deborah on.
Oh, God, I thought you had
Who's
to say
Angela
that.
McCluskey?
That
She's
song's brilliant.
She's
Love
the
it.
headmistress out of Great Jill. You rip-off merchant, man. What's up next? Zammo? What's up after that? Gripper? What's up after that?
Mr. Bronson.
Sausage on the fork. Right, okay, let's listen to...
Showing your age.
Yeah, well, what about when I start getting off with old ladies? That's the T-Rex. T-Rex there with their song Deborah, just there really to facilitate preposterous rhyme with the word zebra. Now, without any further ado or hullabaloo, let's introduce perhaps one of the most eminent and finest minds of our time. It's
Hello.
Professor Richard. Not you, Matthew. You're not a bright young man. You are an art school dropout. It's Professor Richard Dawkins. Hello there.
Hello.
Sorry that we kept you waiting earlier on the
That's
show.
all right.
We are quite blundering and, in many ways, shambolic.
Okay.
Well, I'd like to apologise for that now. It's been a dear wish of mine, Professor, to speak to you for quite some time, mostly through the prism of my own self-obsession, on accounts of how your theories on evolutionary psychology would help me to understand the obsession of male sexuality and my inability to break habitual behaviour around the pursuit of sex.
Well, that's not a question I've had before, so go ahead.
Well, what it is, Professor, and even though you're forever banging the drum for, for us unravelling the myth of religion, I kind of think that in the secular age, the idea of salvation through love has replaced salvation through God. So,
I find that rather an attractive idea.
what? So salvation through love?
Yeah.
Explain then, because I think it's equally unrealistic.
Well, at least it is real. At least there's something there, isn't there? It may not last forever, but it's wonderful while it lasts.
But do you not think then that God is a signifier really for oneness and truth and eternity that exists beyond our plane of understanding?
Well, it could be something like that, but if that's what you think, then there's no point praying to it, is there? Or asking it to forgive your sins, or asking it to listen to your prayers. It's got to be more like a person if you're going to do that. So I think that people are rather confused. Einstein certainly thought that God was just a kind of word for the wonders of the universe, that kind of thing.
So it's the personification of God that you object to?
Yes, right. I mean, you wouldn't bother to pray to Einstein's God, would you?
Well, hold on, but in a fashion, through Eastern ideologies, perhaps like through prayer and meditation, you could bring yourself into alignment with a pure force of energy. And if you call that God or Buddha or whatever you call it, it's sort of irrelevant, but still somehow
Well,
good.
yes, I mean, there could be something in the Oriental way of doing things, meditation and things. I wouldn't think it's anything supernatural, though. The brain is a wonderfully complicated thing, and if you practice certain techniques like meditation,
Yeah.
you might have mental experiences, a bit like taking drugs. I mean,
Yes.
it could be a bit like that. It doesn't mean that there's anything supernatural, though.
So you think that everything will be explained by science eventually?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. It's certainly true that there's a lot we don't understand yet, but it's a very open question whether the unexplained will eventually yield to explanation, or whether there are certain things we shall never understand.
Well, I suppose my problem, Richard, is that by negating the power of the divine, we're left with a world that is unaspirational, and perhaps it becomes somehow acceptable for us not to try and connect and to not be beautiful and truthful.
Oh, I don't think that at all. I think that you can love poetry, you can love music, you can love art, you can love science without thinking there's anything supernatural.
Hey, Richard Dawkins, what do you think about the ideas of Ryle and Eric von Daniken, them people that think that ancient scriptures are merely primitive people describing an advanced alien technology? Do you think that that's likely or possible? Do you think that life on Earth was possibly seeded by an extraterrestrial nation?
No.
Why? That's a really good one. I like that one.
No, I don't at all. I think that's... I mean, it's not that I don't think there are extraterrestrial civilizations. I think there probably are.
Well, that's quite
but I think
good.
they're so far away we probably never meet them. And people might like to look at a magazine called The Skeptical Inquirer, which has...
They probably
lots of
won't. They'll probably be too
investigations.
sceptical. Oh, I can't be bothered to get the Sceptical
You don't want to get
Inquirer.
The Skeptical Inquirer.
It's a load of old
Well, I
rubbish.
recommend it. It's really rather fun to have all these things explained.
Right.
And UFOs turn out to be a whole lot of different things. I mean, they're not one thing, but they're either sort of secret aircraft that haven't been tested before. They're tricks of the light. They're all sorts of things like that.
But I feel sometimes within myself, divine light and a connection and a unity with all things, and that feels to me like God. And if I didn't have the paradigm of God already explained to me, if I didn't have the apparatus of language to call it God, I don't know what I'd think it was. But I do sometimes sense divine power and connection. What is that?
Madness.
Well, I feel something a bit like that when I look up at the Milky Way, look up at the stars, or look down the microscope. I think the human brain is a very complex thing, and I think it responds emotionally to wonderful things, and the sheer size of the universe is wonderful, and so you probably do get a kind of upwelling of feeling when you look up at the stars, and I certainly do. It doesn't mean anything supernatural, though.
I think there is something. I think there is a powerful divine force. I sense it, and I think also that it's the only thing that can save us. I don't think we should accept blindly supernatural ideas, but I think the idea, the notion that there's things beyond our immediate comprehension, things that are magical, I find it exciting and entrancing.
Well, I find lots of things exciting and entrancing, but I don't think I would just say that I feel that something must be true. I mean, what you feel and what I feel is irrelevant. What matters is what there's evidence for.
But does it though, Richard? Because, why can't feelings be as good as thoughts? Oh, go on, give us a cuddle.
Well, but you can feel all sorts of things. People who are insane feel they're Napoleon. It's not a serious argument to say you feel something. There's got to be a better reason than that.
Professor, would you please come on our show again so that we can give you more questions and stuff that we think about? The God Delusion. What is it? This is your current book. It's available in a new form, because that's been around for ages. Why do we have to say about that? We know about that already.
Well, the God Delusion's been out about a year. And it's sold very well. It's sold more than 1.5 million copies now within 1 year.
It's not selling as much as the Bible, though, mate. The Bible's still out here. We're knocking out Bibles.
It's most non-fiction, and the Bible, of course, is fiction.
Oh, no. People like it. They like a good story. Oh, come on, cheer up. Give us a cuddle.
Read it a bit more carefully.
OK, I will do. I'll have another book.
There's some pretty horrific bits in it. Okay. There's some good bits, too.
Richard Dawkins, thank you very much for coming on our show and making me be sensible for 20 minutes.
OK, thank you very much.
Wonderful to talk to you. Thank you for your time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Professor. Well, you're Matthew, you bloody great big yob. Going, wow, get him out drawing his finger across his throat throughout Richard Dawkins' interview. Get him off! I mean, I think it's nice to have something on like that.
I'll get that magazine, because it gives you a perfectly rational explanation for all those things. It doesn't. It gives you another idea.
Yeah, another idea. That's what I sort of think. I think
he's too close-minded.
I think there's a huge bloody great big God. I feel it floating around everywhere, and I think you're imprisoned within your consciousness. I just think it's a load of dizzy electricity. I think there's a great stinking great load of magic all over the gaff.
Do you remember Bagpuss?
Yeah.
Remember Professor Yaffle? That's what he reminded me a bit of.
Yeah, no.
That is nothing but an old shoe.
We will fix it.
When they find a ballet show, all the little mice go, "Oh, it's a boat. It's this, is that?" And then Professor Yaffle goes,
That is nothing but a silly old shoe.
And when Bagpuss went to sleep, all the mice went to sleep. But Emily loved him. Here is some news. BBC Radio 2, online, on digital, on 88 and 91 FM. That was Angela McCluskey. It's Been Done. What a lovely song it was. Before
Beautiful
that,
song. Don't be dismissive.
Don't be dismissive. I really liked it. What's your problem? Oh, hold on. I've moved my microphone. I was dancing around with my microphone while the news was on, having a bit of a laugh. I stuck out my T-shirt one bit.
Silliness.
I was just pretending it was a co-joint twin. Have a bit of a laugh with it. After the brilliant debate and intelligent conversation that preceded the news between myself and Richard Dawkins, where we talked about the nature of belief and the God delusion, as Richard would call it, and the actuality of divinity among us, that I would call it, Matthew Morgan, our beloved Matthew Morgan, went, "Richard Dawkins, I hope an effing UFO comes down and shoot him. I love it." That's what Matt said.
I did say that.
I'd love it if a UFO come down and shoot him. Yeah,
Shot him. Surely, I didn't go, and shoot him.
And shoot him! You didn't even know which tense to use.
Right in his tallywhacker.
If it got him in a tallywhacker, he wouldn't be so quick to laugh at E.T. Parrot too, would he? You big soppy sausage, you.
Well, you try and be all clever. Is it also not true? Enough a big word. Wait, I can't think of it.
Professor, hold on a second. If I could just look up another a word, 1 second. I thought I was very polite.
Richard, monotheistic. Yes, I've said it.
There, I know what it means, but I think it's to do with friar tuck, isn't it? Friar tuck, friar tuck.
Careful how you say that.
You got a little bald head, you're pushing your luck. Friar tuck, friar tuck. Get out one your boobies and I'll give it a suck. Friar tuck, friar tuck. Get a little goose, then get a duck. Friar tuck,
Keep going.
friar tuck. I'd like to get a donkey and squeeze out its muck. Yeah.
Ugh.
What?
How have you got that uncanny ability to make up songs?
I don't know what.
Or
that
do you
is.
prepare them for months?
I've read them for months. I rehearse them in churches, bother people with my nonsense.
Talk,
When I can talk, oh,
losing my mind.
I think it started. Booby-dooby-doo.
It's happening again.
Not like this. It's time for Matt's new item. Let's get a jingle together. Matt's cultural review. What, are you going to play that
Let's
Matt
just
one from
randomly
earlier?
do one. And look, there's someone called Glyn Morgan, so let's have him. Cause
Right, you've got the same surname as Matt Morgan. It's time Matt new item. Cultural review. Culture. Imagine it being reviewed.
Review it after you've
Experience it then.
reviewed the
Just review that culture.
Could be anything, a country or
Any
something.
culture. What is it this week on your cultural review, Matt?
the city of Prague.
Ah, what's it like then?
Praha, as we call it.
You call it what?
Prague.
You just go at the end of a sentence. That's
Oh, well,
how
that's
I
how
do
it's written,
Beatles
I
covers.
I learned the language in a couple of days.
What, go on in, say something.
Dziękuję
What
means
does that
thank
mean?
you.
How much for a lap
Prosim
dance?
means please.
What does that mean? Can I touch you?
No.
What does that mean? How much to get you out of here for the
Oh.
night?
That's the cliche of Prague, whereas
it?
I lived, you know.
Oh yeah, what do you do then? Oh, we got off the beaten track. Yeah,
You did,
found a
actually.
special little beach, did ya? Yeah.
Beach in Prague.
With Leo DiCaprio, was it? Experienced the real one with a Dalai Lama. What happened?
Well, loads of things happened, but I did go to some weird clubs.
What happened?
Clubs all were with pipes and clocks and stuff.
Pipe clubs?
Yeah.
What's that for?
You like pipes?
I do like pipes, actually.
Do you?
Pipe, pipe.
You wouldn't fit in. I went to a shooting range, right?
Why?
Because, unlike here, there's no law.
Well, good. Oh, is that or bad?
No,
perhaps?
bad. But it's, I mean, it's like, I used Kalashnikov. Look at my little boring shopping list. I did some
I'd like you to know that Matt is now clocking off his guns on his little fingers.
Kalashnikov.
Kalashnikov?
That makes a shotgun.
Glocks.
Glock 9mm.
Guns kill
Magnum.
people, Matt.
I know, but
They're dangerous,
disgusting.
dirty
That
little things.
It's terrible they were invented. But in a sporting scenario like that, it wasn't like I was running around town like a cowboy shooting signs off shops.
Yeehaw!
I'm a really good marksman.
A marksman?
That's
You're
what
not
you
a
call it.
marksman. You're not. I bet you were some bloody hillbilly firing
you
it up
just
in the
drop
air.
it.
doing
It's loud. It's hot. It smells.
Oh, Pooey! Excuse me, mister. This pipe just done a blow off.
It's good, but I mean the power of them. Like, because in the films, you just don't realise how powerful they are.
In the films?
What
films?
Is that an old? All films.
All films?
In the movies.
Brief encounter?
I went to the pictures. You don't realise that, and also if you take your ear protectors off, how loud those, like a shotgun is so loud.
Yeah, I know. I don't agree with him.
You'd like it honestly because you're
Why?
power crazed.
Oh, yes, of course.
Imagine you held a gun. Imagine how fast it would be to sack people.
Good Lord, yes. I'll just produce my gun. I wouldn't even say you've been fired
But
now.
it's almost important to say this that guns are bad.
Well, of course guns are bad. Bloody things. They're a nuisance.
But
Plus,
they are
a
awesome.
racket.
The power of them is just
Yeah, well, no
scary.
wonder America has become spellbound as a nation by them. The right to bear arms, right at the heart of their constitution. They really care about it.
People shouldn't have guns.
I think we shouldn't have nothing. Just that stand around.
That's a good idea.
That's one of my new
ambulances.
theories. Nope.
Scrap them.
Scrap those ambulances, smash them to bits, then dance around their bones. That's one of my new ideas. Come on, let's read out this.
Hang on, that's not the end of my cultural review.
Oh, go on
It's
then.
not-
I've learned nothing about Prague. Guns are nice. That's Matt Morgan's cultural
Guns are
review.
nice but powerful, and nice
Guns
in
are nice, powerful in
as
the
a
correct
sporting
context.
thing. Yeah,
but,
in the correct context.
that's like saying,
That's
I'd
good.
like to watch porn, but I certainly wouldn't interfere with
It's
myself. to the
difficult
point
to
of
get
climax.
wheat-free and dairy-free food there.
That's not the culture of Prague. What about them like buildings that look all like fairy tales?
Yeah, the castle's very nice.
Yep, the castle's very nice.
Spent some
He's
time
a
there
brilliant
waiting.
journalist, isn't he? Oh, it's like David Bellamy, the way he really feels biology and botany. He really brought
Yeah, but it's
Prague
because it's an
to
uphill
life.
struggle against you.
All right, I
You
won't
don't
say-
exactly nurture the review, do you?
All right, oh, go on, mate.
peck
Do your
at it.
best. Do your best.
I can't do it now.
Do a review.
Sulking.
What about Franz Kafka, who's one of the greatest bloody writers there's ever been? He lived in Prague. You ain't even mentioned him or Metamorphosis
Kafka.
or The Trial or nothing.
I've read Matt. I bet you haven't read any Kafka in your life.
Yes, I have. He turned into a centipede. Gutted. And he couldn't get his
Beetle.
shoes on because there's 100 feet. It takes too long to up his
What was his
shoelaces.
name? I remember the bloke's name.
Someone must have been telling lies about Joseph K. for one day, for no reason at all. That's the trial.
His name's Grigor Samsa, who turns into a thing.
He turns into a thing.
He turns into a beetle.
Yeah.
It's a short story called Metamorphosis by Frank.
Shame Noel's not on the phone, 'cause he'd appreciate a story like that. A normal man who one day turns into a beetle. Here's a story that'll send a shiver down the spine of every Gallagher. You want me to nurture?
So the food is very sort of like it's.
Oh look, he just started moving his hands around like David Bellamy. Then he started to move it.
See, look, this is the pecking I talk about.
Pecky, ping, ping.
I should have made notes.
You should have, and don't just tap your stupid mouth.
Oh, there's a few other things I've noticed about London that I'd
Yeah.
like to discuss.
No! All right, you can have one more chance at Culture Review. Do another jingle. That one is an absolute disgrace. All we've learned is Matt likes guns.
I
It's
respect.
just like having Robert Mugabe do a cultural review.
Ryan Davies' effort.
Robert Mugabe's cultural review. I like guns.
Something I've noticed about London
Oh
recently.
yeah, in Matt's new item, something I've noticed about London recently.
In black cabs, it's got
Yeah.
a sign in there. It
What
says,
about our manager, Nick, who goes, black cabs? He said black cabs.
Yeah.
He stresses it wrong.
I
I got run over by a black cab.
That
black
makes
cab
him
run me
sound a
over.
bit stupid, the fact that he got
Stupid
run
and
over.
racist. Like as if like, the blackness is the important thing about it rather than the cab.
You're
You won't,
racist to a car.
yeah, but you won't run over by the colour. It was run
A
over by
black
the
cab.
cab.
It's like, if you go a cab,
Yeah, that's why you go
people
black cab.
How'd you know it was a cab?
Black cab. It was a black. I got run over by a black cab. Got run over by a black
This
cab.
is what I mean about my review.
Go on, sorry.
What's
go on.
happened?
Do you want to do another jingle?
Oh, God, it's like a project where I'm being helped out of a
doing
difficult
really well.
lifestyle. It says this sign, right? Travel in peace, as in peace and tranquility,
Yeah.
and arrive in one piece. And that's
rubbish.
like a boast. To boast, you'll arrive in one piece.
Oh,
Makes
thank
you think,
God.
imagine you arrived in two pieces.
Yeah, or 9.
Even if one was like a thumb
Yeah.
and the rest of your body was
I
the
wouldn't
other
even want a
bit.
bit of fingernail coming off or a bogey to drop out because it went too fast out of a stop. I wouldn't even like that. I wouldn't like nothing to happen.
of a
Never.
stop?
You know, yeah, out of a stop. It stopped. Let go too
But that's
fast.
weird, isn't it? That's written in taxis.
I don't think it is, and I've never seen it, and I think you're lying. So that you can have a longer item on the show, which you've not prepared because you're too busy thinking about
I've made a note
date.
in my phone.
A date with a girl that you have met in a lap dancing club.
Oh,
Right?
you were there as well.
I was there to find out what on earth you were doing there. That's the only reason I was there. And I want that on the record. And I will go there again if you plan to go back
No, you were
to see
your
what the
tireless
hell you're
work
doing.
to keep an eye on me when you went off to that little room. I don't know, maybe there's a telescope in there for watching me.
I thought Matt's not going to feel very natural with me sat right near him. I'll go and observe him from this booth. Unfortunately, I
You
can't-
and Bill Oddie in there, kind of hide, covered in knickers.
Bill, you're not supposed to take your trousers down. It's against the protocol of the booth. Give us a cuddle, though. Oh, sorry, Bill, no
Why have
touching.
you outed us as lap dance club
Because
officially?
we're
in our
just a
place?
couple of guys.
We don't normally
man.
do that sort of thing.
No,
What are we
we're
doing?
really pretty not
It was quite
sexist
good,
these
actually,
days.
going in
I
there.
had the greatest time of my life.
There's something quite simple about it all.
There is, Matt, but I think there's probably a scene
Oh,
of
don't-
tragedy. All right,
oh.
we won't go into it. All right, we won't go into it. I
No,
loved
no.
it.
But I just thought you were going to pretend that you cared.
Oh, no, good Lord. I wasn't gonna-
scene of tragedy in a place like this, Matt.
Hey, you probably noticed that I'm crying. I'm crying because you girls down in the dumps with your big lovely rumps.
I had a single tear run down. I've dried it now. It's gone. It was because of all the problems. Now, finally one with big tits.
I think the bigger the tits, the happier their life is. I don't know if that's true.
I was a bit like that Native American guy, crying about all that rubbish. I had a single tear, but in the end it sort of just ran down and made me feel a bit turn on.
Yeah, your flies are undone?
Oh, God, it's when I get sad.
I undo those flies to let the grief come whiffing out. Oh no, the grief's climbing out.
No, nothing like that happened. It was all very... It's quite
Above
nice, though,
board.
because you feel quite looked after when you hang around with a celebrity.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? The old fame, you can use it to your advantage. Now then, here's an interesting new brilliant thing I'm doing. Helping kids. There's this thing called Media Box. It's this charity, right? I've become involved with it. Every week from now on, there'll be a couple of disadvantaged kids. Oh, not disadvantaged, stupid kids. I'm mucking about. Look, it said it's for disadvantaged on the leaflet. Disadvantaged kids from backgrounds where they normally wouldn't be able to make a little film. They made little films. I went along, announced it. It was at Channel 4. These kids, different backgrounds. That's just me coughing.
Hell?
I needed a cough. Well, guy's got a cough, ain't he? So anyway, over the next week or whatever, 10 weeks, we'll have some kids coming in here talking about these films they made.
Hang on.
One girl, cerebral palsy, she won it. She's called Georgina, I think. And then
Radio's
there's
not a great
another
medium
girl
for talking
in
about
care.
film.
Well, what do you want me to do, mate? Draw a picture, send it down a wire? I'm not Buzzbait. I'm doing all I can to help these kids. Because, look, what was happening? It was a charity event. I'm hosting it. And I was going to these people, do what you can to help. You're in a position of power.
And then
These
someone shouted
kids-
out, "Why don't you do something?"
No one shouted nothing. Certainly not Count Dacula's nanny. She wasn't there.
Oh, get it!
Russell, why don't you contribute? Why ain't your wing better yet? Well, what?
I bet you this is
Yeah.
something you've gone, yeah, calm
Hey.
down, it's groovy. And then
Hey.
you thought, oh no.
Hey, guess what? If you want some help, come down my radio show.
You know, you guys, I was at a lap dancing place last night. I cried a single tear.
You should have seen me. I was so upset. I very nearly forgot to kidnap three of the girls. I never kidnapped nobody.
It's not kidnapping, is it?
Not if people consent. So, right, okay, yeah, so from now on we're helping children, well, young
Good.
people.
Finally, putting something back.
Hi, what about them other things I do, put thing back?
I suppose you sponsored me. But you didn't exactly support
When?
my taxi idea about this travelling one piece thing.
It wasn't very
You
good.
poo-pooed it.
I did poo-poo it. It was a right lot of tosh,
It's
mate.
a very strange thing to write in a taxi, and I
was a
didn't
lot
make it up.
A lot of toot it was.
Oh, you spat on me.
Some of your ideas are a lot of toot.
So when are these kids coming in?
Well, I don't know, one a week. My favourite one, oh, he's not supposed to have favourites. One of the ones was called Charlotte. She didn't care. She was all delicate. I thought, oh, you lovely thing. And she'd made this little film and it was all good.
And you
all
live
their
up there
films
in
was
your
good.
big house, on your own with a cat.
Actually, it's not right, is it? But
Throw your doors open.
throw 'em open to anyone who wants to come live with old Russ. Not yet, though. In about 10 years. Then the old doors are open. In about 10 years' time, them doors are open.
Just 10 years to get it ready.
Just 10 years.
Just paint the playroom.
Oh, they're going to love it in here. 10 years. 10 years. It's going to be all nice. This paint's not dry yet. 10 years.
Is it a rolling 10 years?
Yes. It rolls and rolls. It never fully...
Over the horizon.
There is that 10 years.
Into never.
Just outreach, just the other side of never happening. No, I'm going to definitely do a revolution. After talking to Dickie Dawkins on our new item, I've lost my dorky. I do respect him and I respect his mind and a lot of his views and some of his motives, but you are right in saying...
I think he's a little close-minded.
Do you, mate?
Well, he doesn't go, well, maybe, but he sort of goes, no, absolutely not.
What if I was to tell you, Matt, throughout that conversation, he was dressed up as Jesus, but he was aroused sex-wise? Would that change your opinion of him?
No, because you say that about people all the time.
Yeah, I know.
Well, when you did the conversation
What?
with him,
Yeah.
and you weed in 2 cups.
I did weed in 2 cups, actually, because I didn't want to pop... I did weed in... I did weed, because I didn't want to pop to the bog when I'm on the phone and... I lost my dorky! Because I thought it would be impolite.
Oh, and it's not impolite to be going, yeah, so what do you think about... hang on a minute. Just finishing.
I didn't turn into Prince Charles.
Prince Charles wouldn't do that. He's a noble man.
Is he though, Matt? Or does he talk to plants? Huh?
Not ignoble.
It's not very noble, is it?
No, I said it's not ignoble.
It might be. What if he said to it, "Ooh, you stupid plant.
I'm better than you. I've got legs.
I've got a suit on, you fool." Oh, God, I've got to perform in front of the Queen. I don't think I want to.
Good.
I'm not in the mood.
Pull out.
Shall I pull out?
Look at you.
Shall I pull out?
You've been to Oxford University.
I'm sucking up to the
Royalty.
man. Yeah, but hold on. I'm learning. I'm learning about all these different things, and then I'm going to overthrow the government, mate.
No, that's what they do. They'll
They
pull you
suck
apart
you in.
bit by bit until you want an OBE or you want to become a
What do I
dom.
want OBE for? Unless it's Obi-Wan Kenobi, I'd like that, have him
Mate,
round.
whenever you're up for an award,
Oh, yeah.
you get obsessed with it.
I love awards. I love them. It's because I never got enough awards as a kid. That's why I identify
What
with the
kid
kids
does
in that
get enough
charity.
awards?
Sam! Now, why have I had such a not enough awards when I was a kid? Why? That's why I'm helping Media Box. Some of them kids ain't had any awards yet. Well, not in my name. I'll get them all the awards they need, them kids. But
Don't
we've
just say
organised
this
yet.
and then not do it, 'cause
We'll
these are
do
kids
it.
with
Nick, the
feelings.
producer, it's your responsibility. I'm talent. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm out of my mind on caffeine and cough mixture. For God's sake, I drunk some Tic-Tea licks or something just now. My mum make mistakes with me. Now then, it's time for Matt's new item, something I once saw in the back of a cab. But before that, Penny Lane by the Beatles. Look at him all confused by buds, looking around, all confused, thinking about a smouldering gun. Penny Lane. Penny Lane by the Beatles there. I really like that song and I like to go to Penny Lane. There was a girl at my school called Penny Lane and I sort of went out with
No
her.
way.
Yeah, she was a year below me, but she was pretty sexy actually, thinking about it, like, you know.
Penny Lane, that was her name.
Yeah,
But so
Penny
the Lane family, they'd like the Beatles, so they'd gone, let's call her Penny.
I guess so, mate. I mean, I didn't do enough research. I was too busy looking at her and thinking, "Poor Penny Lane is in my ears and damn my trousers." That's what I was thinking, to tell you the absolute truth, son. Yeah. Oh, don't queue up when I'm 64. Why do you keep putting that on
I
here?
haven't queued that up. That just it's always in there. It's just gone on to the next thing.
Well, I don't want to keep hearing it.
Mate, the
It
nation feels the
unsettles.
same.
Well, I'm not trying to advertise, is it? It's not like I'm going, I'm Russell Brand, singer of When I'm 64.
You
Writer.
You would have done if it had gone down
Stand
well.
up. Yeah, I probably would have, yeah. Other thing I do, what's that? This radio show. Other thing I do, acting in a film. Some films. About 3 different ones now. So, do the averages. Yes, that reminds me, coming up is England's, we have to say, most successful comedian, don't we? Or is it Sacha Baron Cohen?
What,
It's either
hang on.
Ricky Gervais
How are
or
you
Sacha
measuring
Baron
it?
Cohen at the moment. Fame and power.
At the moment.
At the moment.
I'd say Sacha Baron Cohen.
Because of Borat, yeah, the success of Borat. All right.
Because he got Ali G in the USA on,
Yeah. Okay. All right then.
HBO.
England's. Well, I don't, he won't like it if we queue him up as the second most successful comedian. So he's Ricky Gervais. He's going to like this. So we recorded this with Ricky Gervais, that's regardless of any imaginary league table, a very fine, brilliant comedian, creator of The Office and Extras. Ricky Gervais. He spoke to us on the phone. You didn't say that much. What were you doing? Texting someone?
He doesn't know who I am. So if I started talking,
All right. Oh, wise prophet. What's with the hand gestures since you've done your item? You've gone berserk.
I'm still worried about this Arrive in One Piece. G's been interested in it. He's asking the context. You
Well,
couldn't give a...
tell me what is the thrust of your argument?
It's
Arrive
a weird
in
thing to
peace.
say. It's a weird visual image.
but the thing is,
boast that you will arrive
is when
without
it
having your
printed-
body split into bits.
Twain. Is it written in pen or what?
No, it's
Is
a
it a-
sign. They
is
have
it a black cab,
it's
a
like-
mini
it's-
cab?
I
What kind of
think-
cab?
Black cab. I think
When were
it's
you
saying.
in this cab?
I think it's what?
When were you in this cab? When did this all take place?
Come in here, actually.
So it's obviously not a black cab. It's not a proper London
No, it was a
taxi.
black cab. It was a com
How
cab.
come he's getting proper good taxis? I like them better. They know where they're
No, you
going, and they can
don't.
use bus lanes. Yeah,
No,
I
it wasn't
prefer
like
them.
a random taxi. It was a com cab. When they're booked on account.
Comcab, eh? And then it said arrive in peace, arrive in one piece.
No,
It's
it
just
goes
a pun.
travel in peace.
Yeah.
I know what it is. Travel in peace, arrive in one piece.
Peace.
Right? It's like going, if you get the bus or an illegal minicab,
Yeah,
you
you might.
get chopped up.
Oh no, I wouldn't like that.
But it's like to arrive, just
What's
like,
his number? This sounds quite good. So he
He
guarantees you're
hasn't
going to
made the
arrive in
sign,
peace.
so it's like a,
No, I see your point.
It's like the
Always...
bus when it said on the back of the bus, could you keep this bus on the road? Call this number.
Why
And
is
they
it-
needed drivers.
Well, like you said, like that's the minimum requirement.
Yeah, exactly.
Well done. You've managed not to run over any pedestrians.
Your passengers have all arrived in one piece. Apart from that guy who stepped out too early and got cut in half by a bike.
He's responsible for that himself. Look at him. But the two halves are living independent lives now, and they both seem perfectly happy.
Like a worm.
Yeah.
That's not true, is it?
A worm has sex with itself, and no one ever blames them.
Oh, does it go in a circle?
Yeah, I suppose so. Let's listen to this Ricky Gervais thing, Matthew. Ricky Gervais, who you cruelly shunned. And
I didn't shun.
Brilliantly.
If I'd have said something, you'd have gone...
Be quiet. Psst, psst. This isn't your act.
You don't even know him.
We're part of the same comedy fraternity as you scuttlebug. How dare you dress so rich?
Your quarters.
Come back to your visible.
Under the desk. You know what happens when there's a phone call?
It was never a dress rich to me. You're not an elephant. That was like Enoch Powell once said in his declining years after he'd got over the old racism scam that he was pulling. Right, let's listen to Ricky Gervais, one of the world's best comedians, talking to us, well, me mostly, because Matt was like a scurrying whipped cur under the bed.
Russell Brand.
Ricky?
Hello.
We've come into it in a really inane, frivolous way, and you sound really serious. You all right?
Of course I'm all right.
Well, where are you? What's going on?
Sorry, have we started?
Well-
or is this a preamble before the pure genius happened?
I suppose it depends on the standard. I think we should probably call this a preamble. And
Okay, let's call it a preamble.
a stilted one at that.
I don't want to waste the magic.
No,
I'm in
come on
New
then.
York.
Yeah, let's not leave it all in the gym. All right then. Well, thank you. This is preamble. Thanks for doing this, Ricky. That's very nice of you,
That's
mate.
all right.
Cheers.
No, it's my pleasure.
Cheers. Well, I appreciate
I'm
it.
not talking like it's a preamble. I'm talking like I'm on This Morning with Fred. Oh, it's my pleasure.
Yeah, I know, and I'm not talking like it's a. I think this is actually broadcastable.
I love your standards.
Yeah,
I
no.
think this is actually broadcastable. That's what you're aiming at, for it just to be broadcastable.
Is this tolerable? Brilliant. What an aspiration there. Well done.
Yeah.
It's not.
Let's start. I'm ready when you are.
Right. Okay, Ricky. Right, we've got a very special guest. He's on the telephone. I believe he's in New York. Actual Ricky Gervais. Woo! All right, Ricky. How are you?
Hello. Wow, I didn't know I was going to get applause. It's like, you're like the new Steve Wright. You've got your posse.
Hold on a minute. It's one of our wacky characters who's coming in. It's Mr. Angry. Hey, I'm really angry. Oh, you always cross about something.
Well, I've got something in common with him, because he doesn't comb his hair either.
What do you...
I think that's a good aspiration to be the new Steve Wright. And, no, you should be like, what's his name?
Go on.
Oh, Hairy Cornflake. You can be the hairy crack pipe. You can be,
Oh, thank you not to inhibit my progress as a broadcaster and entertainer.
let me. Oh, come on, that's a privilege to be dubbed by, let's face it, Britain's premier international comedian. So I'll do a jingle for you and everything.
Here he is. He's over there in New York. He's having his moment in the sunshine. How's it? What are you up to out there?
I'm doing a film.
Is it all right? Did you write it?
No, it was written by David Koepp, who did the new Indiana Jones. He's done Spider-Man. He wrote Carlito's Way.
Very much an action film.
Well, with me it isn't. I had to do a bit of running the other day, and I could manage 3 takes, and I went, that's enough. I'm like Frank Sinatra. I go, you've got that, and I go back to my trailer.
That's lovely. Yeah, that's the kind of aspirational attitude that we bring to our radio show. That'll do. I've done a bit of jogging.
Exactly.
Yeah, stick
So
it
go
in.
on, be called the airy crack pipe. Do you know what?
Go on.
Talking of drugs, which I know you don't like to.
Oh, no,
I'm
not
sorry
me.
I brought it up.
I wouldn't like to hark on about that.
Carl is furious that your book is beating us in the charts. You know what he said to me? He went, I'm being beaten by Russell Brand. He said, maybe I should take up heroin.
Yeah, I don't think opiates is what Carl Pilkington needs, really.
No, and that's all behind you. But I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
The good thing, I like it when you get a round of applause on a chat show for going, I'm not a heroin addict anymore. Well, I've never been a heroin addict. Where's my round of applause?
You've never been through it. I mean, I don't know. What have you really?
You can get a round of applause.
What have you
that.
overcome? Oh, I don't manage Suede anymore. Oh, well done. Well done. Who's give up managing Suede? I don't know. I'm not a pop star in Japan anymore. Oh, well done, Ricky. It's not a pop star. I'm not on the 11 o'clock show anymore. Oh, well done. Well done.
The good thing about heroin is that it's easier to start than stop. So if you ever think you've made a mistake, you can always go back to it.
It's always going to be there. That's never going anywhere. That's a given. I can get back on that dragon any time, day or night.
Just be careful, because it is very Moorish. It's a bit like serial killing. You think, oh, look, I'll just murder one person, see what it's like.
Yeah.
And then you go, oh, blimey.
God, that was a laugh.
Oh, I've got the horn for that. And then before you know it, you're down the local hardware store buying a new hammer.
Yeah.
So just be careful.
I'm already imagining a necklace of trinkets, a sort of earlobe jewellery set. I'm thinking of getting together. Like, it seems a bit absurd to plug any of your products. They seem to sell themselves, but you've got DVD. It's called Fame.
It's called Fame.
Is it good? Is it?
I didn't see you in the audience. Everyone turned up. Even the royal family turned up, but no Russell Brand. You're sort of the royal family of the pop generation, aren't you? You're sort of Britain's premier sort of androgynous foppy goth thing.
Thank
and
you.
It would have been great to have that audience there.
That's incredibly
I wouldn't want you in the
niche.
front row because people couldn't have seen through your hair, but right at the back with with Prince Charles and his family and Madonna. It would have been lovely to see you there. But
I
you didn't,
do
so you
like
got-
being the monarch of a demographic so tiny that I could be its entire royal family. Ricky, right? Paul McKenna was once doing this, giving me a pep talk. You know, he does pep talks and that. He was giving me a pep talk to make me feel good before a performance, like a hypnotic pep talk. And he goes, "Russell, you are a great man. You're very brilliant. You're the premier entertainer in your genre." In your genre? Androgynous goth comics. Thanks. It's definitely either you or Noel Fielding anyway. You're on a par.
I like it when that people come up with a category that they can be king of. Like that. Hold on a minute. I'll just. Sorry. Sorry, I'm on the phone. Okay, thanks. Cheers.
Ooh,
Right.
real life Ricky Gervais in New York there.
I'm in. No, it's one of those managed apartment. It's a lovely flat, but it's the best of both worlds because it's got like hotel amenities. So
Right. Does it not feel a bit like it's for the elderly?
no, because I think it's all. I don't know what.
Luxurious.
I think it's all like diplomats and
Ah,
people like that. So
okay.
it's and it's on the Upper East Side. And I've just been listening to Vaughan Williams to remind me of England, which is the greatest country in the world. But New York is, along with London, the greatest city in the world. So I feel I'm a very lucky boy. As are you. Now you're off the heroin.
Oh, I
You're
guess.
No, you are.
No, thank you. I'm getting a round of applause here in studio for that. People are really good. It's a bit of a muted, stilted round of applause, admittedly. Hey, Ricky, what's the other thing that you've got? Extras. Extras is coming out. Right, that's a Extras Christmas special. Is that what it is?
I feel
That's the other
bad now
part of it.
because you're doing really well and you're plugging it for me, but I feel guilty about coming on the show and not entertaining and having a.
No,
a
you've been
nice
good.
chat.
No, you're good. You're gold, Ricky. To have you on our show, you know, the very fact that you turned up to hear you open the door to an orderly is a privilege for our listeners. It's probably the best produced item on the show.
No, I haven't got any. Oh yeah, I've got Out of Flanimals and box sets and but Fame's the one. No. Fame's, yeah, it's doing fine. You don't need to plug that, but thank you so much.
Of course, don't forget my DVD. I've got a DVD myself.
At the risk of sounding like, Tarby and Kenny Lynch, I've liked to work for a long time. I hated you on MTV, right? And then you started growing on me. It was over a few days when I saw you on that Big Brother thing. I thought, it's brilliant. He's lovely and he's articulate and he's funny and he's great. Then I went off you again because I got sick of the sight of you. And now it's all settled down. I think you're really good. I booked you for your first big gig of the year.
You did.
That?
No, I've not forgotten that. You've been there. You've been very much a godfather.
I'm sort of you're my Jethro. So I'm Des O'Connor and you're Jethro. Do you know what I mean? I'll always help you out.
I was going to go for Vito and Michael Corleone, but I will accept Jeffro and Des. that has the same sort of cachet. Ricky, can I just say quickly, right, in my autobiography, you are in it as obviously referenced as one of the greats of English comedy, but furthermore, an incident where I once rang you up and described some of my antics in Reading. Do you recall that day?
Oh, what was your antics in Reading? I remember we spoke on the phone, but I
slept with some big fat prostitutes in your hometown, described it to you in a despicable manner, in an ill-conceived attempt to bond, and just as I finished the anecdote, you went, "Right, I'm going now, all right, bye," like that, and I went, "Oh, so I didn't mean to offend you." You went, "No," and I don't know, I could never tell if you had legitimately had to go somewhere, or you were just disgusted by the anecdote.
I don't know, maybe it was the first time I met someone, they started describing flaps of skin to me. I thought, this is weird. Usually you say, "Oh, do you like the editors? I like them. Do you like the killers?" No, it wasn't the usual, so I probably went quiet, let you finish, and then went...
Yeah.
That was good, yeah. I don't know, I can't remember that. That's not to say it wasn't interesting.
No, it's a good yarn.
I probably had a lot of phone calls that day. But I do remember a phone call from... you, Russell. Yeah, sorry about this. You can edit this out. Oh no, it's live. We're live on Radio 2.
The fact that you have censored that conversation from your memory, Ricky, it confirms my worst fears about the way I was conducting myself that day. Ricky, thank you very much for coming on our show. It's very generous of you, and good luck out there. You are an ambassador and an inspiration to all English comics.
I'll do it again. Tell me when you're free again. I'll call in again. And next time, it'll be interesting and articulate, and the public will learn something, not just that I've got a DVD out, and now you're no longer on the heroin. Well done, by the way.
Thanks,
Well
but
done,
no one
by the
ever
way.
mentioned the thank you. It's
Well
about
done.
there they go. Even there in his sheltered housing in New York, people are applauding. Ricky,
Yeah.
thank you so
Brilliant.
much,
Cheers,
mate.
Russell.
Carry on trailblazing. God bless you, Gervais.
Russell Brand.
Right, that was Ricky Gervais there. Now, I was in a lap dancing club. I'm studying law. I got a chipped tooth out right off my brace.
Well, if you focus on the facts,
Yeah.
then you would have understood what I said. I went to the toilet in the lap dancing club, and you know there's a man in the toilet who sells aftershave, lollipops and stuff like that, and there's money in a tray.
Lollipops, ba-doo, ba-doo, ba-doo. Yeah, okay, there's a man
Yes,
in
that's
there.
a song
I think
about
you
lollipops.
imagined him.
No.
I don't think he was really there. Did he touch you?
No.
God bless you.
I had everything. No, and he was reading a book on law, and I just started talking to him, and then I thought, oh no, I've talked to him, and then I've got to give him
Why did
some
you
money,
think, oh no, I've talked to him?
because then you got to give him money.
And you got him going, did you? Lead him on a bit, did you?
So I
Give him
shut
the old
up.
wink, did you?
So I got the smallest denomination of money I had was £5.
I gave one £5. I didn't make a scene.
You're famous.
Oh yeah, that's true. I saw
You,
there.
that's you trying to buy people off, not to go, he's an asshole in real life.
What's with the swearing, tits?
You'll have to
Arse?
say
What's
arse.
next? Even though it's a pre-record and we can beep that out, little lovely Nick's face was like his dad, the Reverend Nick Dad, was there watching because his dad is a vicar. He looked all like someone had put electricity through him. The word of the law. God knows what your dad would think of you collaborating with Dickie Dawkins. Your dad would be out of a job, mate. Think about that next time you get guests on the show trying to ruin your dad's career. What's up with him? Go on then. So you was in the toilet.
Yes,
then.
let me tell my story.
I'm enjoying it to death.
So I put a £5 on the little plate, right, and then I used some
You shouldn't
aftershave.
call him that.
You idiot. And then I stupidly, forgetting because I was drunk, that I have a brace now, which
Oh, yeah.
the nation will be gripped by.
They probably will if they're lap dancers. The way you carry on, gnawing through them like a dirty old mule, chomping
sit
down on
there.
an haystack.
I sit there, quiet and ashamed, until it's all over.
You swagger around like Tony Montana.
I don't.
With a cigar between each and every one of your fingers, like Wurzel Gummidge. Hey, girls, Matt's in town! Whopping out Monopoly money, pretending it's real. Trying to get free cuddles.
Anyway, this story's rubbish.
Yeah, go, all right.
So I ate
it's a good story.
I ate a humbug, right? I thought, oh,
Why did you
humbugs,
eat
I
a
forgot they existed. Put it in my mouth, bit
Well,
down
you said
on
that
it.
to cause a conversation.
No, I said it in my head.
You bothered to say something to yourself in your own head.
Yeah.
Oh, humbug. I didn't know that existed. Good point, Matt. Remember to bring it up on the show. Chatting away, writing little one-man shows to your own brain. Then what happened?
So I ate the humbug and it pulled most of my brace off.
Did it?
Yeah. That's why I had to go there in emergency to have it fixed today.
You didn't mention this last night. I suppose you was too busy looming about over lap dancers.
Well, I was eating the humbug and I thought, there's hard bits in this, like the metal bits. So I just swallowed it.
you
and that-
swallowed the brace.
Well, not all, not all of it.
You're out of control, mate.
One side of it.
You just chomped it down. I remember
Yeah.
you gabbling on about something while we was there and that.
You just don't listen to me, do you? I was going,
Establishment.
I've eaten half of my brace.
Yeah, no, but you was drunk. You weren't making very much sense. You go, my teeth are falling out and all this sort of stuff. Then
All
you
the
said
same.
you loved me. You
No,
tried
I
to take
didn't.
my trousers down. I said, I don't work here. And if I did, there would be a no-touching policy. More than ever, with the likes of you, chomper. I said, so, oh, right, you chomped down. Have they repaired it?
Yes, it's all repaired now.
Well, you look lovely. Congratulations. There can't be any of your heroes nearby because your head's the size of a 50p piece. Now, is there anything you want to do? Are you going to do an item? Because this is actually the radio. I don't know if you're aware. We've just had Ricky Gervais, one of the best comedians in the damn world, on, and you're sat jabbering on about things you say inside your own mind when you're in a toilet.
You do as well. You go into a toilet to prepare for everything you do.
Yes, I do. I do, actually, to make sure that that's how we maintain this high standard of broadcasting constantly. Now, here, for example, is an email that we received from a listener on my new item, email from a listener. John Squires is his name. I work as a healthcare assistant in Southampton General Hospital. One of my responsibilities is to measure the patient's blood sugar, which involves a small syringe prick to the fingertip. NHS protocols say we should warn the patient they might feel a small scratch. Yeah, I don't like them saying scratch, because Matt, are you texting a lap dancer?
What on earth?
I'm doing a brilliant email. Brilliant it is. G is drooling into his own lap, and Matt is texting a lap dancer.
I am not.
I and I
You
alone
idiot.
are maintaining a radio show.
I'm texting the guys at Media Box saying he did it.
Right, oh, come on, everyone at Media Box. We're giving you all the support you ballywell need. Them kids will be here next week. They're bright as buttons, some of them.
Don't try and stitch me up. So
I'm not stitching you up. Well, you were
stitch
texting.
you up then.
Go on, then, stitch me up. What have I ever done?
I focus on the last bit of the email you say, and I get the whole gist of it from that.
You little pig! The whole email's important, because I wouldn't read it. You just get the gist.
Yeah.
You've been doing this whole radio show all these years on the gist.
No, I do listen normally.
What happened in this one?
I don't know, it was all loud and you were shouting and I
There's
zoned out.
There's a person who, because while you were texting...
What is it? A monkey's had sex with an elephant because he got drunk. A dolphin's had a baby called Jesus. All the usual stuff you go on about.
Actually, Matthew, you might be surprised to know that someone at Southampton General Hospital is using one of our catchphrases, pin.
Pin. Oh, right, yeah, so I
before
give
administering
Thumb
pricks.
pricks. I heard finger prick or thumb prick.
But perhaps that's not important to you in your new lifestyle of texting Tootsabell or whoever your latest flame is while I run this radio show. I can't do this marriage on my own. This is near the end of the email. Now try to focus.
I'm totally focused.
Unless you want to get married to a rent boy or something. Here we go. NHS protocol say we should warn the patient they might feel a small scratch. At which point in the prior
That's
meeting...
not the right word, is it?
I made that point. You'd have known that, Matt, if you weren't busy talking to a chat line. Because it isn't a scratch, it's a jab, isn't it? Or, even better, pin. I've now changed this to a hearty pin. Pin, which is much more popular with my patients and colleagues.
He says, oh, you might feel a small pin.
No, he just goes, instead of going, you might feel a small scratch, he just goes, there's someone there, probably about to have a test for serious blood diseases, and he goes, pin. Brilliant. Actually, no, it's for blood sugar, so that's not bad, is it? I don't think, unless you've got diabetes or something. So there we go. Thank you very much, Nurse John Squires, pinning his way through hospital. I love him. Hold on, look at this from Charles. Shall I do another email, Matt? Or, do you want to give Dieter Von Teese a text message?
She hasn't got back to me yet, so carry on.
Despicable business all around. This is from Charlie. Hello, Russell, Matt, Mr. G, and Vicar's son, Nick, who betrayed his father by getting Richard Dawkins on the show. Last week, you spoke of how Matt went to an art trip with a banana in his hood. I would just like to tell you of a similar event, what happened to me. We had a non-school uniform day. Hold on. We had a non-school uniform dress as fruit day at school. What a preposterous day to have had. How's anyone going to learn anything from that? I made a very half-hearted attempt at a costume. However, when sitting in assembly, someone placed a half-eaten sandwich in my hood. I had no idea the sandwich was there. Went round the school for most of the day without noticing. Thanks for reading my email. Well, I'm glad that I have read it, Charlie, about having a sandwich in her hood.
Do you know what's damaging about it is you have to then reassess the whole day. Think, that bit where I said that good thing and walked off.
Yeah.
Oh, that bit where I was running and everything was nice.
All turns into a big stupid lie. This is how I feel when learning. You just get the gist of emails.
I don't. Look at how focused on you I am.
You really look focused.
I feel positively nauseous.
Do you know what you're doing so well? I've half a mind to give you an item. Do you want to do an item?
No, I don't, because it's like trying to do an item in a riot.
I've been to a riot.
Stop.
I've got a cold.
Yeah,
what do you want me to do? Gob it out or wee in a cup while talking to Professor Dawkins, who you compared to a Bagpuss character? These are all about Pin. I was going through this looking for a topic that weren't Pin. Look. Pin. I enjoy doing pinnery. I've spent 11 days without sex. Pin. Look at this.
Nonsense.
It's the pin pile. Nick's coming here. Pin. It's all it says. Pin. I'm not criticising
Do you
it.
not understand the concept of piles about different topics?
No.
These are all about pin.
Pin. All of it. That's all it says. I was shocked to heard about pin. Hold on. I was watching The Mighty Boosh, says Ollie, and the word pin has spread into television. The bad guy was defeated by a stab of a safety pin. Look at that. But did anyone say pin? Then Jeremy Paxman pin someone. That's not true. Come on. Is pin
This
really
is
caught on?
fan fiction.
Pin fan fiction. Oh, well, that's a bit more like it. Hold on, here's some new things here. Oh, God, it's about Matt. This is from Robbie, aged 18. I was looking up Matt on Wikipedia when I read these things. Morgan was born and raised in Dartford, Kent. True so far. Son of Robert and Susan Morgan. Also true, though they're called Bob and Sue more typically. Matt has 3 siblings. True. One older sister, younger brother and sister. True. Matt Morgan's first boyfriend was called Ben Scott and has an adopted child called Horatio Morgan-Jones. No problem so far. Since then, Matt has been seen with Ben Freeman, Lorna Todd, Joseph Merrick and William Shatner, but Morgan has only confirmed the relationship with Freeman. Morgan met Russell Brand when he was working as an intern on MTV. Lovely.
This
there
is
we go.
the hilarious youth craze of putting things in Wikipedia that aren't true.
Is that a youth craze that's going on now?
I think so.
I'm surprised you're aware of it, spending all your time text messaging. I suppose that's another one of them, is it?
You can talk.
Why?
Out of touch, Loco and Acapulco. man.
Loco and Acapulco is sweeping
There's
the
a
nation.
new craze.
Yeah.
It's called the Lambada. Someone's going to get hurt.
Now, if you absolutely must do some lambarding, please make sure you
Wear
take
gloves or something, please. Only do it with a close friend.
do take precautions.
Don't do it with Richard Dawkins. He'll deny it exists.
He'll say the simplest phenomenon has been dreamed up to trick you into feeling safe in your bed.
It's not a dance. It's simply not a dance. It's merely simulated sex.
I mean, and also the same thing is true of La Macarena. What are these people doing? This is a very lovely time. They're Latino. Condom. Hi, Russell. I heard that a German scientist has this week announced that he has invented a spray-on condom. As a woman, I can't think of anything less sexy. What do you and the boys think? Big hug, Sienna in Belfast.
You can't trust. It's got
I
to
can
be-
think of something less sexy. All right.
What if
here
you run
it
out
is.
of spray? What
Let's
if it's like, oh, I've only got a bit left, I'll just do the end?
Just lie to the woman.
You terrible man.
Well, I wouldn't lie to a woman. You'd just do a very little bubble over the tip, wouldn't you? And just hope for the damn best.
That can't be true.
What would?
A spray-on condom. That can't be true. What would? I don't even know how syntax
I
works.
don't think so. Hiya, Russell. Just listening to your show. I must be your oldest fan. I'm 58. Love to you all. Pin. No, you're not the oldest
No
because
way.
we've got one old lady, Queen Mum. No, not Queen Mum. Queen. And she's well old. I mean, the Queen, who I'll be performing for very soon. Although I don't think I want her. Do you think I should perform for the Queen?
Yes, probably.
Why? What'll be so
It's
good
just a
about
good
it?
story, innit?
Yeah,
Probably
be
you'll get some
all right, yeah.
Stand up out of
Yeah,
it.
fair enough, mate. Fair enough. All right, should we listen to the Clash, like City Rockers by the Clash?
Why not? It's ready to go.
Okay, and when we come back, Matt, let's spend the time while this is on preparing an item, shall we?
Okay.
Together.
I've got some thoughts.
Okay.
Not about taxis this time.
Well, let's try. I'll give you a benefit of the doubt. That was the Clash, of course. I've got an email here on this show I do. It's called The Russell Brand Show. I'm doing it now with Matt Morgan and Mr. G, who's, of course, the Poet Laureate of the show. Someone said we should have G on the show more, but he seems all right. He's sat over there.
busy, isn't he?
He ain't bothered. Look at him. He just went... Even then, he didn't even bother to do a verbal response. He just went like that, waved his hand, as if I'd gone to him, I might have got any change, mate. I can't
No,
bother
not
you.
now, please.
I'm really not in the mood. Dear Russ, Matt and G, listen to you talking about Russ performing before the Queen, says Rachel Reese. I can't help but think what you'll actually do. Whenever I think about you meeting her, I get an image of you panicking about what to do and inadvertently hitting her. The more I think about it, the more I think it's likely. The Queen is a frail old lady. She will just say hello in an old lady's voice. Hello. And then you brute, will strike her. I would give all my limbs to see this happen. Although, well, don't get in one of Matt's taxis because it's guaranteed not to happen, according to Matt and his apocryphal rubbish tales. I hope that if this does happen, you don't get arrested. And if you do get arrested, I hope that Matt takes over the show. Why are you thinking about it being that likely that, like, you know, we're already administrating how we're going to pick up the pieces? It's not going to happen. I'm not going to hit the Queen, am I? Am I?
But if you do...
Will you be there? Would I be allowed to continue the radio show from inside the prison cell where I'd inevitably dwell? Would the
Not on the
BBC support
BBC.
that? Well, we'd do it on commercial radio then.
You wouldn't
wouldn't we?
hit her, would you? Just you might say something stupid.
Yeah, that's the worst I'll do. The thing is like, if you're doing a performance in front of the Queen, you can only talk about, look, it's the Queen, it's the Queen, it's the Queen, look, it's the Queen, it's the Queen. That's my act. That's what I'm going on with. I mean, I've not written anything. The producers keep ringing up to go, what are you going to do? And I keep going,
You really need to sort
nothing.
it out.
I don't know what to say. Because all I want to say is, what it is, I want to go, she's just a normal person, really. So what the hell's going on?
They won't let you address things like that.
Can't I?
No
Because it's
way.
the Royal Variety Performance, is the wrong platform, isn't it?
Imagine you went, we could all rise up and tear her limb from limb.
I mean, I won't make any suggestions of tearing a limb from limb. But what if I made a suggestion? It wouldn't be that wrong to kick her shoe off. Like, say her shoe was hanging daintily from a...
Dare her to throw a bit of jewellery at you.
Throw
or
a bit,
a shoe.
Joey. Majesty, throw a bit. Go on, love. Don't be a stick in the mud, darling. What if I talk to her like that? Like when I was a kid and I went out with this girl called Kelly, and then she had a fight with this girl called Charmaine, and they were walking down the street, and like...
You haven't grown up at all.
Hold on a minute.
I was going at this girl called Kelly, and then a bigger boy came, and Charmaine said I was stupid, but I'm not.
I know. Prove it then. Prove I'm stupid if I'm so stupid.
I've done my Green Cross code.
I've done my 2 times table, then my Dream Cross code. Listen, what happened? Like, the Charmaine and Kelly, there's a lot of bad blood. We're walking down the street, Hathaway Road, named after Shakespeare's wife, if you're interested. And so that's just raised the tone a hell of a lot. Then
I bet you were saying that as a child to them.
Hey, actually, Kelly, you might be interested.
You know Bill Shakespeare?
That's what I call him, Bill the Bard. He's probably an absolute bar steward. Don't mean to, if you'll excuse my Francais. Actually, right, so anyway, Kelly and Charmaine, they started having a fight in the street. You know when girls fight, they pull each other's hair. It's transfixing it was. I just watched it, and I didn't think it would ever topple into love or sex or anything. I just watched it as a entertainment. And then Charmaine's mum came out, and even though it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Charmaine's mum was wearing a dressing gown, all done up too tight, pink it was, and done up to the neck, buttons as well as a belt. She come out, her hair all sort of wild and confused, and she was going to her daughter Charmaine while the two of them were pulling at each other, all clenched up, all tight.
I know this,
she was going, "It mine, it mine, it mine, all like that, all listless, but sort of encouraging a fight. It's weird, isn't it? If you encourage
mine. I once was in a fight as a schoolboy, just getting off the bus, and an old man came over.
Yeah.
I was going, hit him hard! Hit him hard!
He's encouraging you,
I was in a headlock.
Who was he encouraging, you or the other lad?
The other lad.
Oh, that's not very nice.
I know,
is it?
but then when the other lad let me go, he wasn't really a, you know...
He was not like partisan, he just switched sides.
The
He
old man
wanted to
just
see a
sort
good
of
fight.
just went, and walked off.
He just really wanted to see a good fight, but let me tell you, Charmaine's mum was not there for the sport. She was fully 100% behind Maine.
Would they like a tag team? Would her mum have ever joined in?
Yeah, actually, there's one bit where the mum sort of leaned in and sort of craned in and sort of offered one of her pale, translucent arms sort of
the
prod
mother?
over. Well, I think she was probably severely ill. Not, like, physically, mentally, I would say. Anyway, none of those names are real. So, the news is on very shortly, but what kind of a radio show host would I be if we didn't sum up this brilliant concerto of entertainment that we have made this evening? If we didn't get Mr. G, poet laureate of the show, to summarise the show. Look at Matt Morgan, lap dancer, botherer, yawning, groping away.
I went in a lap dancing club with you, basically to hold your sack of money.
I bought you a lap dancer, and it was a very kind thing to have
Bought
done.
me a lap dance, not a lap dancer.
Actually, Matt, I've got a hell of a surprise.
So what's in the box?
All the way from Patpong Bangkok. Okay, please welcome Mr. G's not the lap dancer. Can I just make clear, Mr. G, everyone.
Okay, this poem is called Crossed Connections. Meet me at the crossroads where I'll greet you with a stack of leads. That's collectively, sexually, immorally and irresponsibly. Seeking weaponry to essentially wreck the set of Orphan Annie. And see Oxford Dons harp on sarcastically like an Acapulco fantasy.
It wasn't sarcastic.
Point your attention in the direction of a philosophical intersection. Gervais said he's amazed by the acclaim offered by opiate rejection, while mere mortals are given the Dawkins caution, forewarning or convention. So plunge towards the junction as Matt reviews guns and their function, a lap dance induction ordering alien destruction. A black cab instruction has caused major disruption, leaving Peter Sissons fearing the amorous conditions of a goth comic's assumptions.
Whoa! Mr. G, all on the mic, all in one take. What he does here is incredible to watch. Magnificent artistry with the old lingo under the jingo. Well, that was fantastic. It's another brilliant show by us there. We done that. We weren't even trying our hardest. See that £10, Matt? That ain't even all my money. I got more money down the bank. This is me, Russell Brand, doing the Russell Brand radio show. Thank you to all our guests. Dickie Dawkins. Thank you to our other guest, Ricky Gervais.
He wasn't a real guest.
It's not true. It's just a hypothesis for ideas.
None of this exists.
It can't be proven. I like him anyway, so I don't know why you're bully boying him. And also Noel Gallagher, who was in the show, but he was very quiet and timid, and Matt mistook him for a lap dancer and just snapped him in a pocket.
Stop saying this. Can we just
what?
clear the air?
All right, then. Got some of that, mate. Right, OK, so that's the
This
end
is a
of
humorous
another...
joke that Russell's running that
I'm a writer. I write things. I've imagined it. OK, so welcome back. Bye. The show's over now. This is BBC Radio 2 online on digital on 88 and 91 FM.